girl, that couldn't have been me. Like, girl, I'm telling you, you need to go. You need to leave. What are you doing? Like, girl, you dumb. Like, how could you let him do this to you? Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Lolo here. Smash that subscribe button because I'm a great person that makes great content, and I think you would think the same. So just subscribe already. Like, why don't you already subscribe? Feel me? Like, yeah. So if you guys haven't already know, this whole R.Kelly thing is out here, right? The documentary has a lot of talk, has a lot of dialogue, and you know, I'm a person, I love to hear what people think. Reading through comments and listening to the dialogue and everything, and it's just sickening because people actually are blaming these victims, these 15-year-old victims, these 17-year-old victims, 12-year-old, whatever. First of all, this whole documentary had me sick. Literally, I went to sleep and that night I had memories of what R. Kelly was doing to these girls. That's how triggering it was for me personally. So anyways, I'm going to start this off with an example. So say I'm walking, right, and you're sitting on a bench and I come and I meet you and we're talking, cutting up and having fun, and I'm getting to know you and you're getting to know me. And you know, it's all fun and games, and then out of nowhere I just hit you in your face. You don't know why I hit you in your face, but I just wanted to hit you in your face. Now, are you going to blame me for hitting you in the face? Or are you going to blame yourself for allowing me to hit you in the face, or for sitting there and taking it? What's it going to be? It's kind of like in that similar aspect of domestic violence and sexual abuse. Now, we can't sit here and blame the victims, because ultimately it's about power and control. Those are the two main things that perpetrators practice. Now, where do they get it from? Could be their environment growing up. Really, it's mainly the environment, how they grew up. How did they see things being done in a home? How do they see things being done at their school or whatever it may be? But most of what happens is done in the home. So if they grew up seeing their father beating on their mom, or their mom beating on their father, if they have been touched, if they see other people touching other people in their family, or people that they know are touching on people, this is what you are accustomed to growing up. So you automatically think like, okay, this must be normal. This is probably what life is, when ultimately it's not. But to them, it's normal. This is not to excuse their behavior, but this is to understand the perpetrator's point of view also. In order to really come to judgment and conclusions about things, we have to always learn both sides of the story. We can't always take one side and automatically judge from only that. When you sit here and say that, oh, it's the victim's fault, how is it the victim's fault? And then we like to sit and say, oh, well, what were you wearing when you were sitting on that bench for him to hit you, to touch you? What were you wearing? What were you doing? What time was it? Who were you with? What were you eating? What was the sky like? What were you like? What was your mood? Were you calling him with your eyes? Like, it doesn't matter at all what I was wearing, what I was doing, what time it was. You have no right to touch me. Keep your hands to yourself. Now, we're sitting on this bench and I hit you. You became startled. And it's like, what the heck? Like, I thought we were having good conversation. I thought this was good. And then I say, you know what? I'm sorry. I won't do it again. I don't know what got into me, but I'm sorry. Like, I'm so sorry. And I groom you and I buy you stuff that you like, and I say I'm sorry, and I say that I love you, and I start consoling you and making you feel good and really getting into your mind, and you keep doing that. Majority of people, we have good hearts. We want to see the best in people. We want to see the good in people. So most of the time we like to give second chances. We like to give third chances. And sadly, yes, it's even in situations like domestic violence and even sexual abuse, you know. And so to say that it's the victim's fault that the victim just stays, it's like you won't really know until you're in that shoe. You won't really understand until you can really get a good grip on how powerful, really like mind control manipulation is, because that's really what it is. It's power. And eventually you find yourself going with it, and it's a rabbit hole, and you're digging deeper and deeper and deeper, and before you know it, you're at your wit's end, and it's like, how did I get here? That's exactly how it is for these victims. When I was watching the Surviving Kelly, and you know, people were saying like, well, who told them to keep going back? It's so insensitive, you know, and it's ignorance. You know, I can't even get mad at people when people say this, because it's ignorance. You don't understand, you're not educated, you don't get it. So perpetrators, when they exercise power and control, they make you feel like you need them. They make you feel like they are the only person in the world that matters to you. They are the only person that can care for you. They are the only person that can love you. Ain't nobody gonna love you the way I can love you. Ain't nobody gonna make you feel the way that I can feel for you. They do everything for you. They give you everything that you need, so you won't feel like you have to go out and get it somewhere else. And that's where that whole trap mentality is. And that's why we never saw these girls, because they were like getting things. They were getting everything that they needed. So why do you have to go out? Oh, you need your hair done, you need your makeup done, you need food. I'm gonna bring it to you. You're not going out there to get food. Let me cater to you. Let me help you. Let me provide for you. And I'm doing all of this in quotes because this is how they groomed it to be. But in reality, this is the manipulation. This is the trap. This is how they get you to stay. This is what it is. It's power and control. And then you start feeling like, yeah, like this person, maybe, you know, they really do care for me. You know, even though they may hit me, even though they may touch me inappropriately or whatever it may be, I've never had anybody that, you know, told me they loved me like this or showed me how much they loved me. I never had anybody that protected me the way that they protected me, you know, and they get accustomed and they get used to this, and they think that it's good. They think that it's normal, and it's not. We have to be like really careful about how we blame these victims. We have to be so careful about what we say to victims and how we react to these things, especially domestic violence, and telling them, oh, you should have left. Why are you staying with him? You should have left. And if that was me, I wouldn't have done this, and I wouldn't have. Well, it's not you, it's them. And if it was you, I guarantee you would understand how manipulation has warped a person's mind. We have to be so careful, because when we do this, we put the blame on the victim. We push them away. We push them, and we make them feel like they need the perpetrator even more. So when we push them away and say, girl, that couldn't have been me. Like, girl, I'm telling you, you need to go. You need to leave. What are you doing? Like, girl, you dumb. Like, how could you let him do this to you? How could you let him? How could you? And it's stuck in their heads, and it makes them feel dumb, and it just makes them feel like they're nothing. And so if they're already feeling like that from their perpetrators, why wouldn't they just stay with their perpetrators if their own friends, if their own family, if their own loved ones are making them, if society is making them feel like that? Why should I go out into society that's victim blaming me, that's bashing me? Why should I go out? And to them, it's just gonna be like a whole bunch of I told you so's, when I can just stay with my perpetrator, who is giving me everything that I need. Because, you know, I don't want to hear all of that I told you so, or, you know, ultimately. So we have to just be so careful. We have to be sensitive about these things. If you're probably asking, well, how can I respond to somebody who's telling me that they're getting hit, or that, you know, that they keep going back to their sexual abuser? Well, tell them that you still love and support them, and that you're here for them no matter what. Because ultimately, when they are ready to leave, when they are ready to break, you know, the hold, the manipulation, the power that the person has over them, when they are ready to escape and leave, you will be the first person that they run to. Because they remember that you were there for them. They remember that you were like, yo, like, Lolo, I'm here for you. I love you. Please come home. Like, I love you. I care for you, you know? And they will remember that and say, you know what, this person never judged me. This person never talked down on me. This person never made me feel stupid. And when they are ready, you will be that first person that they will go to. So don't think that it can never happen to you, because it can. Please humble yourself. This type of stuff can happen to anybody. Strong, weak, ill, healthy, big, bad, short, tall, whatever it is, like, this can happen to anyone. So please don't think that your whole life is figured out and that I would never. Humble yourself, because life has a funny way of humbling people. Life has a funny way of getting you to understand what pain really is, so that you can appreciate not being in it, so that you could appreciate, understand what they're going through. Life has a funny way of doing that. If you know anybody who's going through this, looking at this whole documentary, try to look at it in a different way. Have more empathy. Try to understand both sides of the coin and educate yourself, because when you think that you know everything, you don't. Even I don't know everything. I try to educate myself as much as I can. I try to get both sides of everything before I make judgments. And I'm still going to make judgments in the beginning, but, you know, I still try to educate myself. But yeah, that's all I had to say. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that it was the victim's fault at the end of the day? Do you guys think that it's the perpetrator's fault? Do you guys think that it's actually both parties? Were you guys triggered by the whole surviving R.Kelly documentary? How did it make you feel? Let me know in the comments below, and I will definitely see you guys in the next video. Please subscribe, because I know this was a good video. I know you enjoyed this video. You had to enjoy this video. But yeah, y'all support me. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the next video.